What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but anyways, today we are working on Rafa's engine. If you are reusing a crank when you're doing your build motor, this crank is being cut 10 over, which is 0.25. Make sure you remove this, because this crank already has been cut, balanced and everything, but I'm gonna be putting silicone on the back of the plate because it's the stock tongue wheel, and this thing tends to break. A lot of Neon people know that this, if you over rev or whatever, this thing will break into pieces. To prevent some of that, you put silicone on the back to make it more sturdy, I guess, because there's nothing holding it but the bolts. So you put a little bit of silicone, it absorbs some of the vibration and thing. But what I noticed is when I removed this bolts, again, this crank went to the machine shop, got clean, balanced, cut and all that. But look at this. I just removed the bolts. Look at that. That's old oil from the engine that it was, oh, you can see right there dripping. See that? If you got any metal from there, eventually it's gonna run through your oil system and cause some damage. Be careful with that. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I already measure the mains, and then after that we're gonna start doing the rods and pistons, and hopefully we can finish the whole bottom end today, all the measurements, because after the measurements are done, everything is easy. I need to cut the rings, I need to make sure the bearing clearance is good, and then after that it should be like boom 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 real fast. So let's get it. Look, all the stuff that was behind the tongue wheel. Look at that. And it's already being cleaned. Nobody. Now go ahead and clean all that. You can see the threads right there. Now clean that too. And I don't know if I'm gonna tack weld those bolts or just gonna put red thread lock. We'll figure it out in a little bit. Because that's another thing, those bolts will like to back out. Look, this is oil from the engine. So eventually all that start running, and if it's got some metal or whatever, yeah, it's bad. This engine was knocking, so it damaged the, I think, one of the rod bearings. So, or the main bearings, I don't remember, because we were using the same. Remember, boy?
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Exactly what he said.
There you go. We are reusing the same rods, but we put a new piston. So yeah, let me get it all cleaned up, put it all back together, and then we should be Gucci. Hey, what are you taking? What are you taking? You got proof. The boy's working on the Evo 10 right there. Put on the engine. So yeah, let me get it all cleaned up and install on the block, and then we go from there. I already do the clearance and the mains. Put the bed plate, torque it down, and we're Gucci. The tongue wheel, what you have to do on this, I didn't tack weld those because we're not going too crazy with this engine. It's got red thread lock on the bolts and then silicone on the back with the tongue wheel. If you're going with like a big horsepower, a real tune performance, that's the place you need to go check and get you a billet one. Anyways, this one is good. We are reusing the crank, and it's a 20 over on the crank mains and rod bearings. So right now, pretty much this is straightforward. If you're reusing the balance shaft assembly, you don't have to plug that hole right there. If you're gonna put a crank strap and you're gonna remove the the balance shaft assembly, then you have to plug it up. On this one, I'm gonna put the balance shaft assembly back on so that he can keep using the same amount of oil, and that hole is gonna stay like that. You don't have to plug it because, you know, oil will go through and then it'll work like OEM. So that's Gucci. I also remove the sprocket for the balance shaft chain, because at this point you don't need it. You don't want this thing to start walking out because it's pressed in. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start doing piston ring gap, and then yeah, start putting the pistons and all that stuff. What I'm gonna do now that this is done, I'm gonna start doing the piston rings. And what I like to use to do the piston ring to confirm that it's flush I got this old pistons right here, and I just kind of use them to push the. I have a cleaner one, just to push the ring. Actually, you know what? I haven't done this in a while. I actually have a tool that I bought on Amazon or eBay or something for the piston ring. So this thing goes on the cylinder. You push it down and make sure that the piston ring is flush, so like that is not uneven. So whenever you're doing your cut, you know, it's not all messed up. So I'm probably just gonna show one piston. ¿Va que sí, güey? ¿Va que sí? Que sí, a huevo, sí. El camarada José dijo que sí y sí se hace. Voy a enseñar nomás. I mean, I'm gonna show one piston ring, and then I'll show you when the whole engine is put together. Because pretty much every cylinder is the same process. You cut the top, cut the bottom, or bottom top, however you want to see it. Do it. Put it together. Good to go. So let me set up the GoPro here somewhere, and then I start recording that process because it takes a while. So racita, como dice el camarada José aquí, mira. Tenemos un harness available.
Que no va a contar los tres.
Sí, no, eso es todo un paquete junto. Vamos a armar este motorcillo. Ya le pusimos el cigüeñal. Ya le pusimos silicona atrás de este tone wheel que está aquí. Este engrane. Y a los tornillos le pusimos lo que usan para la pinche rosca para que se pegue con madre. Pero este ya está medido y todo. Está con madre. Ahorita vamos a empezar a hacer los anillos. Vamos a hacer el gap de los anillos. Y empezar a armar todo este cotorreo para que quede bien. So, let's get to it. Houston, we have a problem. Alright guys, so we're measuring the piston rings. The top ones are Gucci. The bottom ones though, they're like at 25, 26. Like way too big. I was thinking, well, it has to be the block. They opened it wrong, they did it wrong, because they did 20 over on this piston on this block without having the pistons, which is sketchy. I didn't do that. I checked another set that I have in my toolbox, and it gave me what I need. So that means that it's not the block, or at least I don't think it's a block. I think the piston rings they're cut too big, the second one. So what I'm gonna do is I have another set of Wiseco piston rings. I think I have another set at home, a whole 4. I'm gonna bring it tomorrow, check one, and if the top one give me what I need, then I build this motor or the bottom end. I contact my camaradas, my friends at Wiseco, so they can send me a new set. It happened to me before, and they're really good. They're always like, here's another set. I don't want to send it like this because we're not building a race motor. We're just building something for like 500 horsepower, 400 horsepower daily drive motor. So you don't want something too big, because then you're gonna have blow by and all this crazy stuff, and it's gonna use a lot of oil, and you know, all the difference between a race motor and this one. So I think for today, we're gonna call it a day on this one, and then we go and get that. But let me show you Fernando's car, which this is gonna be the next video. Boom, look at this. And some BBS 18 wheels. It looks pretty nice. I think we might have to lower a little bit on the front, because the gap on the back and the front, or maybe it's just the lift, but let me see. Yeah, I think we need about a half an inch lower on the front, but then we need to move it and get it settled, so it was just on the lid. But yeah, this is almost done. We're actually waiting just on the tuner to come and set up the injectors. I'm pretty sure by the time this video comes out, this car is gonna be running, and I'm gonna be working on this video too. For the most part, this car is done. We're gonna get it tuned. We're gonna get it. I'm gonna order a new. This is for the wall box. But since we're switching from AMB1 to HP tuners, so it can be a little bit better on drivability wise, I'm gonna change the wall box to a boost box. I'm gonna contact my homeboy. Hey, wait. Chingas, guys. Juan. ¿Cómo se llama el vato de los plug and play harness? Juanation. Shout out to Juanation. I'm gonna get a plug and play harness for a boost box. I already have a boost solenoid here that I'm gonna be using, and then we can crank it up. We're not gonna make much on this one because we still need the straight cut gears for third and fourth. So stay tuned for that video. Anyways, let me get the piston rings. We check back again tomorrow, and then we'll see what happened. So let's go. We're back. So already got 2 of the pistons and rods in. I'm doing the other 2, and let me see if I have a tool here. But I used to use another tool for the piston rings. Oh yeah, it's right here. So here, I used to use this with all these adapters for different size of piston rings, which I still use whenever, you know, I have a different motor that has a different size piston rings. But now I use this. It just makes it so much easier. This is from Wiseco, and it's for an ADA. So pretty much you pass the rod and the piston through. You can tell this side is skinnier, this side is thicker. So the thicker bottom, the thicker sides go to the bottom here, like that, and then you whoop, push the piston and goes all the way through. It makes it so much easier. So I actually had to get this little dial indicator, put on the bore, check the size, and then I got my caliper somewhere over here. Oh, right here. I got my caliper set up to 88, and then I was checking the clearance on that one, and so far it looks good. The problem is the bottom ring is just too big. So I called Wiseco and I told him, hey man, you know, I don't know, I don't know how many motors I built for this. This is the first time that I have a piston ring that is too big. And he's like, send it, you good, you still in spec. And I was like, shit, okay. What makes it easier to, when you're building this, a 4-cylinder, is you always want to do 1 and 4, because the crank is on the same position, and then you switch to 2 and 3 to do the other one, so like that. You can do 2 at a time. I also like to put a little dot or a little arrow so I know where the front is, because if you notice, this groove is bigger than this one. So this is your exhaust valve, this is your intake valve, and then this is the front engine, this is the intake manifold. So that's kind of like easier, so you can just land on it. I'm like, okay. And then the rod doesn't really have a size where they go, but I like to put them the same way. So this one has the eagle stamp on here, so I put a little dot there, a little dot there, so they all face the same way. So we're Gucci. Then on this one, I'm doing plastic gauge, which a lot of people say like, nah, don't do plastic gauge, that's not accurate, blah 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 blah. You can also do it with this one, which is pretty much 99.9 accurate with this one. But for this motor, we're gonna do it with this one. So far everything comes out good, so I don't think we have any problem. So let me switch to some time lapse and show you how to put them on. All right, so you guys saw how easy it is to install the piston with this thing. So I got the pistons in, everything is ready, everything is measured. Everything came out good. I just want to point something out. I know a lot of people know this, but for the people that don't know, you can't mix the rod caps. They have to go online, and if for some reason you mismatch them or whatever, they have numbers. I don't know if you can see on the GoPro, they have numbers. So the rod and the cap number has to match, and then that way you know you have it 100% sure. Or if you just want to double check, you can do that, check your numbers, and then you know you're Gucci. So that's it. Bottom end is pretty much done. I got some billet gears from Boundary to put on this car, and also a brand new oil pump housing. So I'm gonna be doing that, but then from here on it's just boom, 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 really easy. This is what takes the longest because you have to measure the crank, the rods, and all that stuff. So from here, like I said, it's easy. So let me know. I have another engine that I need to build here pretty soon, which is Gio's. That engine is at the machine shop getting all the machine work done. Once it comes back, pretty much we're gonna do the same thing as we do with Rafa's, and then go from there. So if you want to see something different on the next engine build, let me know. I think I already have a few videos with building engines and stuff, but if you have anything that you want to know, you want to see or whatever, let me know, and I can try to do it on the next video. So like always, please like, subscribe, and share, and let me know how you like this video. Peace out.